Hi guys, today we're going to see how to solve quadratic equations. So for solving quadratic equations, we have three methods. First is by factoring, second is by completing the square, and third is by the quadratic formula. We will go through all these methods one by one. First, let's discuss what is a quadratic equation. So any equation with the variable with highest power of 2 would be a quadratic equation. For example, highest value of x squared, where x is a variable. And the most general form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. You will usually see quadratic equations in this form. So let's come to the first method, that is factoring. Let's take an example for it. We will take x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now for the factoring method, we need to take these two values. That is the value with the variable of power of 2 and the value with no variable. We will take both of these and multiply them, and then we will get x squared multiplied by 6 is equal to plus 6x squared. Now we need to factor the middle value, that is the value with x power of 1, into two values such that those two values, when we add them, we would get minus 5x, and when we multiply them, we would get this value, the one we calculated from multiplying these two. So if we look at this minus 5x a little bit, we can see that we can divide that or break that down into minus 3x and minus 2x. Now if we add these two, we can see we get minus 5x, and if we multiply these two, we can see that we get plus 6x squared. So this value here needs to match this, and this value here needs to match this, and it does match. So we can confidently say that we can factor or minus 5x into minus 3x and minus 2x. Now we simply need to write these in the place of minus 5x. So we can write our equation as x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now we need to take common values from these and these. What we can get common from this is only x, so we will write down x, and then we will divide x from this, so we will get x, then we will divide x from this, so we will get minus 3. And now let's take a common value from this. We will take minus 2, so we take minus 2. If we divide minus 2 from this, we would get x, and if we divide minus 2 from this, we would get minus 3. Now as we can see, these two values inside the bracket are common, and if these come out as common, then it means that you have broken down your middle value correctly, because if you break that down correctly, you would get the same values inside these brackets. Now we can take these brackets common, and if we take them common, if we divide x minus c from this, we will get x, and if we divide x minus c from this, we would get minus 2. And now see, this equation basically means that if we multiply these two, then we will get 0. Means any of these two have to be 0. So we have two options for here. We can do this, either this is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. And from here we have two possible values of x. we have 3, and we have 2. This is the first method, and one thing to keep in mind, this does not apply to every quadratic equations, and to solve this method you will have to get a little used to it, and after you do get used to it, this is the easiest method. But as I said, not all quadratic equations can be solved for this, and for those equations we will do the completing square method or the quadratic formula method. Let's look at another example for practice. Here we have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Now, let's first multiply this. We would get 12x squared and break this down into 2. We can break this into 4x and 3x. See, if we add this, we would get 7x. So this requirement checks out, and if we multiply this, we would get 12x squared. So this requirement also checks out. So we can break down 7x into these two. Now let's rewrite our equation. X squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now let's just take the common values from this. From this we can take x, we would get x plus 4, and from this we can take 3, then we would get x plus 4. So since our values inside the brackets are also same, so we can say we factored them properly and our equation is correct. So now let's take these values common. So after taking the value inside common, we would get x and we would get plus 3 from here is equal to 0. So either this is 0 or this is 0 to make this whole equation 0. So we can calculate them separately. We can get x plus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0. And from this we get two possible values of x, which is minus 4 or x is equal to minus 3. So this is our second example for factorizing, and